At the beginning of season 25, we witnessed a great game here at the Estadio Azteca that ended 20-13 in favor of the visiting team, the Arizona Scorpions. Now in the playoffs, the road to the SFL championship once again comes through Mexico City. And again, it's these same two Southern Division rivals squaring off for that chance to lift the championship trophy. Welcome in, folks. My name is Brandon Walters. Alongside me in the booth tonight is Jesse Long. Jesse, this is going to be an excellent game. You know, again, these teams met back in week one, and it finished 20-13 in Arizona's favor here in Mexico City. Do you think there's anything different now coming into the playoffs?
Well, I think what's a little different now is that they both had an entire season of tape to look at on each other. And let's not forget, before Arizona can raise that trophy, they have to stop Mexico City from defending it. There's something about back-to-back championship teams that play a lot differently in the playoffs. Arizona is going to have to play a complete game. They cannot be good for the first half or for the first three quarters. They must play solid and good football all the way through to the end, and if necessary, into overtime.
The two-time defending champions against the perennial bridesmaids here. It's going to be a good one as we are underway in Mexico City. Arizona will get the ball first, received at about the 5-yard line by Fox Highwind and taken to about the 27-yard line. That is where Ashley Jackson and this offense will take over. And I mean, I think the theme of the season so far, Jesse, has been they can run the ball on the ground great, but when it gets in the air, sometimes they've had problems with turning that ball over.
It really is. And, you know, they keep Ashley Jackson on her feet. Ashley Jackson's an absolutely great playmaking quarterback. Sometimes playmakers try to do a little too much. So we'll see if they can develop a game plan that allows her to not have to do everything all by herself.
On first down, it'll be a rollout pass. Jackson looking to the right side. Pass broken up over there by number 22 for Mexico City. That is Gerard Brody, the corner.
And he's a 9-season Mexico City natural. He's also got an all-star game under his belt from his season 19 campaign. It's very important not to forget that both of these teams are really good. Just because you're not an all-star, if you're on these squads, trust me, you're a star.
Second down and 10, handoff left side. Jones with a bit of room to work with and might just short of the first down. They'll mark him 3rd and inches as Brad Jones picks up 9 and a couple.
And, you know, that's what they're going to have to do because, you know, if I'm Eddie Gage, I do want to run the football outside because on the inside, there's a big, mean dog in that yard, and that dog is John Fowler. So when you can get those runs to the outside, you're going to get a huge advantage in this game.
3rd and inches. Jack's set for the Scorpions. Pitch out left side. Moses trying to pick it up, shakes off the tackle, and will just get that first down. And Arizona will keep this drive alive. Let's look at that offense for Arizona. Quarterback Ashley Jackson, halfbacks Brad Jones and DJ Moses II, fullback Will Todd, wide receivers Fox Highwind, Tita Queen, and TJ Punk, the tight end Lily Nakai, and a 4-man offensive line, Sean Crooked, Bunter Graham, Kiara Storm, and Danny Carmichael make up this Scorpions offense. Highwind in motion. Jackson to throw again. Down the middle of the field, caught one-handed by Punk. And another first down already at midfield for Arizona.
That was a phenomenal blitz pickup. They sent the heat, and that offensive line, the silent warriors, the team that championship squads are truly built upon, did a really good job there. And for Arizona to make it to that championship game and win it, they're going to need their offensive line to dominate against this Mexico City front seven, and that is going to be very hard to do. We'll see if they can pull it off.
Mexico City all season has pinned their hopes on pinning their ears back and getting after the quarterback. We'll have to see how Arizona has adjusted to that as they'll pass again here. Jackson looking left, caught by Highwind. Another good catch there and a 7-yard gain. Let's walk you through that Aztecs defense. On the defensive line, defensive end Saran Yates IV and Skylar Kingsley. Defensive tackles Chance Wall and Dan Tritz. Linebackers John Fowler, Qualtz and Yulia, John Osiris. The corners Gerard Brody, Miranda Dumas, Liam Ryan, and Merrick Itera. And the Hall of Fame safety duo Jeffrey Daggs and Max Jackson. As they'll pitch left side again here on the second down. Oh man, Brad Jones tried to put the spin move on there, but Merrick Itera read it all the way.
That was a phenomenal play by Itera because if the ball carrier had gotten past Itera on that play, it could have very easily been gone. Just a great one-on-one island tackle by a champion player.
Third and 3, they'll run it right up the middle with Moses. He's got the first down and more there. A good run from this bruising rushing attack. And, you know, Jesse, Arizona has one of the better rushing attacks in the league this season. They are 5th in terms of rushing yards per game so far.
Well, the beauty of having a horseback is just keep handing it. Keep feeding the horseback. Let him keep taking you through.
Jackson again rolling left. Looking over the middle. Intercepted by the linebacker. A great leaping pick there by John Fowler, number 40. And a big play early on here for Mexico City.
You cannot make mistakes against defending champion teams. You know, rolls out. And John Fowler, look at this athleticism. Wow, look at that vertical. He might as well have dunked a basketball on that one. There's a reason that John Fowler found his way to his second All-Star game with his campaign on season 25. Absolutely great game-breaking play.
6'5", and he needed every extra bit of those inches there to be able to get up to that one. First down and 10 now for Jordan Sipe and the Aztecs offense on their own 33-yard line. They'll pitch left side. And Ray Bentley puts on the moves there. Got the first down and more on that left side. Dragged across midfield there by Davis. But an easy first down there for the Hall of Fame running back.
You know, there's a reason that he's in the Hall of Fame and not in the Hall of Very Good. Ray Bentley's going to make a nice little stutter step move right there to completely fake out the tackler, or should I say the would-be tackler. That's the kind of runs that you need. Remember, Arizona played a great game against Type Attack, who ran for nearly 1,000 yards, but Mexico City has their own dedicated running back. So they're going to have to shut that down, or it's going to be a long night.
The Aztecs second in the league in rushing yards per game there, as Morrison is taken down by Adam Wiseman after a gain of only 1 there. And, you know, it really is a case of strength against strength here, Jesse. We've got 2 of the best running games in the league facing off here tonight. And, you know, any kind of advantage you can get in a grind-out contest like this could be a big one.
Every yard counts.
2nd and 9. Sipe will pass. Looking right side there into traffic. Swatted, picked up off the turf there by number 34. That is Terrell Davis, the corner, with the nice coverage.
Jordan Sipe knows that he's going to be talking with Mike Daggs after that one, because what were you doing there, man? He definitely got away with one there.
3rd down and 9. Sipe has the bunch to his right. 1 wide receiver to the left. That's Terrazas. He'll roll left. Looking over the middle of the field. Caught, but short of the first down there. A good contested catch by, actually, that is Noe Terrazas, number 13 there, but unable to get the first down. 4th down and 1 coming up in decision time. They will punt the ball.
And Everett Garrison made a great tackle there. You know they're going to make the catch, so just focus on making the tackle and preventing the first down.
K.L. Barrett Jr. with the punt. Fair catch called for and brought in by Fox Highwind at the 11-yard line, and that will set up the second offensive drive for the Scorpions here. That first one ended in that interception, you know, and it felt like they had such good momentum moving down the field, Jesse, before that sudden, you know, break with the turnover. How do you think they're going to try and get back in rhythm?
Well, when you've got a quarterback, you always want to let them keep doing what they can do. You know, you don't want to bog them down with like, hey, listen, write it off. It's just like hitting a ball in the water when you're golfing. Forget your last shot and don't let it stop you from getting on the green.
I went to the right side. They like that motion so far tonight. Jackson will roll right, look right quick there, trying to find her wide receiver. That's T. DeQueen there, trying to get her first catch of the evening, but unable to bring the pass in.
And you know, Brandon, you can roll out all you want. You can buy yourself as much time as you like. But when coverage is that tight, it is so hard to get a complete pass going.
It's always going to be tough sledding against this kind of pass defense. You know, one of the most storied defenses in the SFL. As they'll pass here on the 2nd down as well. Jackson wanting it down the middle there. Had it in Nakai's hands, but dropped on the turf. The hit from Jeffrey Daggs jarring the ball loose. Big job there by the deep secondary for the Aztecs. Will set up a 3rd down.
Jeffrey Daggs, 5'10", 207. You could say, okay, he's not the... No. Let me tell you, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. And Jeffrey Daggs, he's got that dog in him. There's a reason he's a Hall of Famer at that position.
Quants for him. Time defense. They'll fake the handoff. Jackson rolling right, looking right, down the field, tipped away by Gerard Brody, who gets the right hand up to put that pass away. Great pass deflection there. And again, the Aztecs will force Arizona to give the ball back over to their offense.
You know, if there's any positive to be taken from it, it was the right throw to make, but it's a very hard throw to make right. So that's definitely something positive to be gained from this experience. But Mexico City looks like they're going to get this ball in great field position.
Punt is away. Going to be short distance. Returned up to the 45-yard line there by number 87. That's Jared Dumas, who's been their punt returner, and that will set up Jordan Sipe in this offense on the 44-yard line. We'll walk you through that Mexico City offense. Quarterback Jordan Sipe, halfbacks Jacob Morrison and the Hall of Famer Ray Bentley, fullback Buford Van Dam, wide receivers Jason Bartley, Jonas Adobe, Noe Terrazas, and Jared Dumas, the tight end Bill Henry, and a five-man offensive line: Ova Yonda, Sitlomina Osoloro, Greg Forrest, Tlatuani Supremo, and Ogden Foundy make up that offensive line. One of the best in the league so far, especially in terms of paving the way for their running backs, as they'll run it here on the first down, and Bentley will bend it inside and pick up 5.
Let me tell you, it's very easy to get caught up in the big doubles and triples and forget the singles that are running the football. Just getting 3, 4, or 5 yards and changing the dynamic of your offense and allowing you to basically pull any tool out of the box on the next play.
Heavy set here for both teams, crowding the line of scrimmage. They'll run it on the offside. Wiseman was there early, but broke the tackle, but not going to break the tackle of the big dog, Sean Moore there.
I think Sean Moore broke a lot more than a tackle on that hit with Ray Bentley. Ray Bentley's a tough guy, but sometimes you get up and it hurts to breathe a little bit. Let me tell you, it's easy to sleep when you're running back, but it's kind of hard to wake up sometimes.
They'll pass it on the third down here. Pressure in the face and, dropped there. Not sure who the wide receiver was. I think it was Adobe or Terrazas, but the pass, it's Terrazas. The pass broken up there by Bernard Smith, the strong safety.
Hard throw to make, and the lineman was right in Jordan Sipe's face mask when he threw it. But Jordan Sipe, the season 24 MVP and current defending champion quarterback, he has amazing composure.
The second drive in a row stalls out on Arizona's side of the field for Mexico City. And again, the punt will be received right around the 10-yard line by Fox Highwind. And, to focus in on Jordan Sipe a little bit, you mentioned MVP last season, but this season his numbers have not been as exciting. 2,367 yards, 56% completion percentage, and a touchdown to interception ratio 11-19. Has only taken 9 sacks, which is best in the league, but certainly not the kind of production they would have wanted from him this season. Jackson hands off, first down, stuffed at the line by John Fowler, who already has that interception early on in this one, and he is looking hot so far tonight, Jesse.
And go back to what you were mentioning about Jordan Sipe's numbers not being so hot as opposed to last season. Mexico City was a team that won quietly. They didn't generate a lot of buzz, but they did find their way to winning their division.
Jackson over the middle of the field. This time, Nakai brings it in and gets a gain of 9.
Kai is a very reliable receiver in this Arizona Scorpions offense. And so far, right now, Arizona's 2 for 3 on third down efficiency. So their third down efficiency is doing pretty well so far, but they just need to not throw a complete pass to somebody in a green jersey.
3rd and 1. It'll be Jones in the backfield behind Todd. They'll go right side and pick it up there on a grinding run that just manages to get the yardage they need for that first down.
Well, the slow war of attrition makes sense because you've got Daggs and Jackson back there. You've got Fowler on the inside. So you just want to kind of get 3, 4, set yourself up for nice, slow marching down the field.
Ace formation again here. Jackson will roll left, looking left. Highwind there with the catch and an easy 9-yard completion there, a pitch and catch. And I think that's what Arizona really wants to try and do, is make it as easy as possible for an offense that has really struggled to move through the air. 25 interceptions on the season for Ashley Jackson. That ranks her 20th in the league across the regular season. Although last time in the wild card game, 11 of 24, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So a bit of improvement on her part in the playoffs, as Jones will pick up an easy first down.
And Brandon, you're reading my mind about the game plan. Like, if I'm Eddie Gage, I'm going into this game plan trying to make my offense more horizontal, spread it out a lot more so I can avoid Daggs and Jackson and John Fowler and make their other players step up.
Another blitz here from Mexico City. Jackson has time over the middle of the field, caught by Punk. That's the second time we've seen that route come to fruition. It's another first down for the Scorpions.
You know, it's very easy to forget that Brad Jones and DJ Moses II are also really skilled pass blockers. They picked up that blitz beautifully and gave Jackson enough time to make a really great first down.
That's a great call, Jesse. They've already had to do it several times tonight, and I think they're going to have to do it several more times against a team that favors the blitz probably about as much as anyone else in the league so far this season on defense. As Jackson will send one in motion. That's DeQueen moving left side. First down and 10. Mexico City's 48-yard line. Roll right. Looking middle. Caught by DeQueen on the post over the middle of the field. A big catch there from the wide receiver.
DeQueen. Look at this play right here. Jumps up and one-handed grabs it. You know, that was a circus catch. You know, we came in, we're going to have everything tonight here. We're going to have motorcycle chases and high-flying stunts and guitars with flames shooting out of them. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cirque du Soleil coming into Mexico City here. Sack there on the backside. Never saw it coming. A big hit there by number 50. That's John Osiris with the sack.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think that was a lot of fun for Ashley Jackson. John Osiris just absolutely came out of nowhere, unblocked, blindsided her, and good on her for being able to hold onto the football and not create another turnover there.
Only his second full sack of the season there. That one's intercepted by Max Jackson, and he gets in on the action. The Hall of Famer safety pulling in their second interception of the night. And again, Jesse, this offense, you know, motors down the field and then turns it over right as they're getting in that scoring position.
I remember the first call I ever made with the great Curtis, and they turned over the ball in that Arizona-Lexington game. Arizona turned it over 6 times and still won, but you cannot turn over the ball 6 times in the playoffs in the Estadio Matt Wilson and expect to win the football game. They have to start playing cleaner football.
It's the second time now that seam route has been absolutely undercut by a member of this Aztecs defense as Sipe will throw on the first down there. That one for Dumas, broken up well on the backside by Rain Rie.
Well, they're doing a really great job here with this zone coverage and being able to make these hits. And if you stick around the ball long enough and you knock it down or knock it out somewhere, you can play the carom and get the ball when it becomes a duck.
Sipe staring down nickel defense here. Second down and 10 from his 26-yard line. Will pass against the blitz. Looking left side there. That one rifled towards that left side and in and out of the hands of Xavier Rowe, the third there. Let's walk you through that Scorpions defense. On the line, defensive ends D.D. Sachs and Alex Constantine. Defensive tackles, the Hall of Famer Hunter Norwood alongside David Tilley. Linebackers Sean Moore, Adam Wiseman, and Wolf Highwind. Corners Xavier Rowe III, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCrae Sr., and Everett Garrison. And the safeties Rain Rie and Bernard Smith. Making up this defense that has been locked down so far tonight is Sipe on the back foot. There manages to find Noe Terrazas down the middle of the field. A great throw there by Sipe will get the first down.
Man, that Jordan Sipe is magic. He's about to get tackled. You think he got him, and then he throws a 30-yard pass off the back foot. Man, he is just something special to watch sometimes. He really, really is. There's a reason that Jordan Sipe can claim to have brought home 2 of those trophies that are on the 3 that are on the Mexico City jersey tonight.
Hunter Norwood must be kicking the turf right now, unable to bring Sipe down before that big third down pass play. As Terrazas goes in motion right side, they'll pass on the first down, swing pass to Bentley on the outside, trying to make something happen, and he'll pick up 5 on the first down.
Great tackle by Ernest McCrae. They're going to have to do that tonight and stop the bleeding on those big runs.
And that's the end of the first quarter here. Still scoreless between these two teams. It's been a defensive slugfest so far. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with you. And welcome back to the Estadio Azteca here in Mexico City. Brandon Walters alongside Jesse Long in the booth with you tonight. Justin Reside and Ron Haynes doing stats for us in the stats truck. Thank you very much, guys. And Cameron Irvine producing from SFL HQ as always. They'll run it here on the second down. Bentley, I thought he was dead to rights, but still manages to pick up a couple yards and set up a 3rd and 3 here for the Aztecs.
And also thank you as well from me to Ron and Justin as well. And I thought he was going to be shot down too, but he did a little more dancing to just squeeze a yard or two more out of that run.
One of the all-time elusive backs in the league, showing his stuff yet again here in a pivotal playoff campaign. Is Sipe will take it and run, and that's something we've seen from him all season long. And he's down with an injury, folks. Jordan Sipe goes down with an injury here in the quarterfinals. Back-breaking, heartbreaking news here if you're an Aztecs fan.
You better get him back. Find a cryo tank. Find something. I hope they got a world-class everything in the tent right there, because Arizona has to capitalize now. You got to get him while he's not on the field.
The darkest possible scenario has come to pass for Mexico City. A quarterback who loves running the ball so much this season has finally gone down with an injury in a critical time, and Larry Love, the backup, will have to take over here. They'll pitch it out to Bentley and pick up 7. Jesse, this is actually my second time now covering a Mexico City game where Larry Love has had to come into the game and be the quarterback for Mexico City. So hopefully, maybe last time I did it, they ended up losing to Fort Worth. So maybe the outcome will be different tonight here. But, I mean, it's going to change the whole balance of the game.
It really is. But they can also, we'll talk a little bit about more of it after this run here.
Now Love on the quarterback scramble will pick up the first down. And thankfully for Ramos Lynn and Mike Daggs, he's still standing at the end of the play. First down at 10.
Well, and also remember, this is not the end of the world, right? It's always a next man up mentality, but your offense is a lot deeper and more complex than just one guy, even if he throws the football.
Love to pass, looking right side there, intercepted immediately. His first throw of the game goes the other way, and it's a big pick there for the longtime corner, Ernest McCray Sr.
I think at the convention, wherever we're sitting, the Mexico City players are probably going to sit as far away as possible. I mean, I tried to come to the defense of it, but man, that was just a great play by Ernest McCray Sr. And now is the time to capitalize. Remember, this is a single elimination playoff.
The Aztecs absolutely stacking the box here against a 2 tight end look from the Scorpions. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line for Arizona. They'll pitch it out to the left side there, and Jones has absolutely no room to work with, brought down immediately by Osiris and a host of other Aztecs defenders at the line of scrimmage. And, Jesse, this is exactly what we talked about coming into this game. Both of these teams struggle with being able to hold on to the ball and not commit turnovers through the air. And we've already seen 3 of them so far here. We're barely into the second quarter.
If there's any defense that can hold, it's this one.
Moses going right side there, only gets 2 before he's brought down by Qualtson Yolia, and it'll be 3rd down and 8, and Ashley Jackson will have to go to the air here almost certainly if you want to get the first down and keep the drive alive.
And we have to remember that there's only one player, one quarterback on the field when Arizona's out there, and it's not Jordan Sipe. So it's going to be on Ashley Jackson to make it happen.
Quads look, they'll fake the handoff, rolling left side there, shakes off the sack, going deep down the left side, broken up. DeQueen had a chance at it, but Daggs again there with the big hit delivery and making sure to break up that pass again there. And Ashley Jackson's effort goes in vain.
For all of the turnovers and all of the faults, don't forget, she just demonstrated that she can take a full-on blast from Skylar Kingsley, all 295 pounds of them at near Olympic speed, and just shake it off and make a throw like that.
Brooks Barnard in again to punt for the Scorpions. That one, again, not going to have too much distance on it. The hang time is a bit better. Dumas will bring it to the 46-yard line of the Scorpions. And again, Mexico City gets to work with a short field here, but you definitely have to hope that their quarterback is able to come back into the game here.
Well, even if he doesn't, you've got a defense that is, one, not allowing them to score anything. And also, you're putting them in close enough field position that you can run the ball into field goal range. And, they can't win if they don't score. And 3-0 is still a win.
Love still under center here. First down, they'll go to the air again, looking short on that left side, caught by the tight end, Bill Henry, who manages to get 7 there. And, maybe that's kind of a good way to try and get Larry Love back into this game and kind of settle him in.
Well, when you're the next man up and you get into that field, of course this is a big moment, but, when you're holding the clipboard, you know that you might have to be the player at any moment.
Tight end going in motion as they'll bring him across the line there, setting up 2 tight ends on the right side. Actually, Terrazas, one of the guys down on the line there, as Love will take the sneak there and take another big hit there, punishing, but still getting that first down.
Well, this is good. And if you're Mike Daggs, this is what you want to do. You want to give your backup quarterback plays that you know he can do, plays that he can feel confident with, secure with. He doesn't have to be a world beater like Jordan Sipe. He just has to play clean football and keep it moving.
First down and 10, nearing that field goal range. Bentley gets the pitch on the left side there, shakes the tackle from Wiseman, but only able to get 1 before Rain Rie shuts it down. And, this is something that we've seen all season long from Mike Daggs, the offensive coordinator here for Mexico City. They're able to really use the outside in terms of running the ball. Lots of pitches, lots of stretch runs. That's how they like to attack on the ground, Jesse.
Absolutely.
Love to pass, looking for the short dump off there. Van Dam with his first play of the game there, and close to the first down marker. They'll mark him short by a yard. 3rd down and 1 now for the Aztecs.
Well, he put the ball past the first down marker, so you got to give it to him, right? But no, that's what you want to do. You just want to give him plays that are confident, plays that he knows how to do.
Love to sneak again there. Stuffed this time at the line. I don't think they're going to give it to him, and they won't. A big play there by the Mexico City defense, and Dede Sachs is going to be the one to claim the tackle credit there on Larry Love. That will probably bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, and I agree with bringing out the field goal unit here too, because just take the points. Arizona hasn't demonstrated they can score on you yet. It's a percentage play.
Chaz Blackwater to kick, dragging from right to left, and it is good. Through the uprights, the first points of the game here. Chalk up 3 for the home side, Mexico City Aztecs, as they score the first points of the game.
And let's also remember that Jordan Sipe could certainly return to this game. We'll have to take a look at the medical report from the trainers. But 3-0, that's a lead right now. Now, if the game ends right now, it's a win, but it doesn't end right now. But Arizona has not shown the ability to hold on to the football or move it. So Mexico City just needs to keep applying the pressure, just keep doing what they're doing, and hard carry this team to victory.
Blackwater boots that one out of the back of the end zone, which means that Arizona will take over from their own 20-yard line. Folks, like this video. I'm going to say it again. Like this video. Please support our hardworking crew by smashing the like button, subscribing, and commenting on this video. It really helps us out. Turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. And thank you for your support of the VFN and the SFL. As Nakai there with a good catch. Again, a first down here. And these tight ends really have been working over the middle of the field so far tonight, Jesse.
Absolutely, and just a nice, beautiful, clean throw to the inside. This clean pocket has maintained itself today. This offensive line is playing nicely. But Jackson must continue to make these intelligent throws, because they can make these plays 10, 15 there, and a big run there, and 4 yards here. They got to chain them together into points.
Only 1 sack so far tonight for Mexico City, and Arizona will certainly be looking to keep that up as the run goes for 1 yard before being brought down by John Fowler there. And 2nd down and 9 now for the Arizona Scorpions offense. Haven't been able to run the ball. The game is moving very quickly there as they'll hand it off again here on the 2nd down, going to that same left side, and this time it's got a little bit more room to work with. And it'll set up a 3rd and 6. And Jesse, we haven't seen too much running from Arizona so far tonight, or at least it hasn't been as effective as they probably would hope that it has been.
Well, the times when we've seen it is just to move the chains because they needed a yard or they needed 2 yards. They haven't made any big, spectacular runs yet. Mexico City's done a good job of containing that.
Fake the handoff, roll out left side. We've seen this a few times tonight. Jackson looking to that left side, trying to find DeQueen. And again, I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time they've gone to that route. And again, they're not able to make it happen for Arizona here. And, you know, sometimes it feels like when you've got a play that you really want to work, but it just isn't happening, sometimes you got to tear out some of your play sheets.
Yeah, and you might have to tear out that rollout after the halftime show, because when you've got Jackson and Daggs, as in Max Jackson and Jeffrey Daggs, patrolling that back on a cover 2, well, they're just going to zone in on whatever side you pick. You roll out left and Jackson's over there, well, now you've got a friend in Max Jackson. You roll out right, now you've got a friend in Jeffrey Daggs. So they're going to have to find some other way to use the speed of their weapons, and they've got fast receivers. You know, Highwind, DeQueen, TJ Punk, they can fly. So they're going to have to make some adjustments in the second half. But then again, so is Mexico City.
Love moving Bartley in motion. The hero of last season's playoff run, is he'll pitch it out to that right side there, and Bentley had not much to work with there, and Ernest McCray Sr. brings him down after a gain of 1.
Well, they're doing a great job of the way that you have to handle Ray Bentley. Like, you can't tackle Ray Bentley just by yourself. I mean, you can, but it doesn't usually happen. You have one guy hitting it, which was Sean Moore, and then Ernest McCray grabbing it down for the rest.
Love on the screen pass there. Morrison brought it in and shook off a tackle, managed to pick up 2 yards there. You could argue he should have been brought down for a loss on the play there. So good job by the number 2 running back. But again, you know, we see it here. They're trying to keep Larry Love's involvement in the game to these short passes, you know, just really making things easy for him.
Yeah, it really has. And when you look at the stat column offensively, I mean, there's not a lot to write home about, but they do have a very small lead right now.
Love rolls out left side on the 3rd down, looking deep down the middle of the field there, trying to find Dumas, who has been absolutely blanketed all night tonight there. That one broken up by Bernard Smith, and it's going to be 4th down, and K.O. Barrett Jr. will be called out to punt this ball away again for the Aztecs.
This is just an extraordinary opportunity that Arizona is not taking advantage of. They need to start scoring, and I mean really scoring.
Punt is away here. All kinds of distance deep down the field there, and Itera blazing down the field there to get the coverage on it. Unfortunately, will bounce into the end zone for a touchback for Mexico City. But I mean, talk about, you know, maybe the altitude helps out somewhat with that, but I mean, what a leg on that punter.
Let me tell you, punters are the true heroes, the true legends, the most elite of athletes. And I'm being dead serious when I say this. I'm not trying to be funny. Punters, they're the true greats of the SFL.
2 tight ends, ace set here. Punk moving in motion across the line there. Will stand up next to Nakai. Jackson rolling right side there. Pressure coming from the backside. Gets it out just in time, but the pass will be for negative yardage there as Nakai is dragged down out of bounds for a loss of 1. And you know, Jesse, I think you just mentioned it, but as we're coming here towards the end of this first half, and we really haven't been able to see Arizona sustain an offensive drive all the way into a scoring position so far tonight.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pressure.
Jackson 2nd down, all kinds of time. Right side there, trying to find Punk, but the pass was broken up beautifully by Gerard Brody again, who has been all over the field tonight for the Aztecs.
The problem is not the offensive line. You know, occasionally they break through, but this offensive line has been doing a good job keeping Ashley Jackson on her feet. But the coverage by this back 7 of Mexico City is making it nearly impossible to find a place to throw the football.
We'll go back to that fake handoff, rollout left side there. This time it's connected with DeQueen was wide open there. Daggs dropped off a little bit more than he has on some of the previous reps of that one, and it works out big time for Arizona.
Well, Arizona's playing that big ball, it looks like, right? You see that in baseball, right? Teams that just take big hacks at every pitch, but when they connect, it goes yard. And you have to be careful with a team like this. You leave that slider hanging a little too far inside, and Ashley Jackson's going to cream it.
2-minute warning here. We'll be right back with you, folks. And welcome back to the end of the first half here. Brandon Walters alongside Jesse Long in the booth with you tonight. Justin Reside and Ron Haynes doing stats for us as always and doing a fantastic job of it. And producer Cameron Irvine hitting the buttons for us from SFL HQ as Punk moves in motion. We saw this play earlier on in the drive, or at least this motion. Jackson will pass on the first down. Looking down the field, that time Nakai brings in a big contested catch there over the middle of the field, right next to that first down marker.
Let me tell you, and just a great bullet pass. Sometimes, kind of take your hands, kind of put them together. Sometimes that's as much space as you have to throw the football. That was a great blast of a pass by Ashley Jackson.
Trenches lining up here as Todd gets his first carry of the night for the first down and more there. Not too much we've seen from the fullback across the course of the season, but there he makes his involvement count with a beautiful first down carry.
Well, you know, people are going to kind of scoff at the whole get 15 yards and then run it for 5. But let me tell you, if that yellow line's moving closer and closer, you're doing something right.
Third time now on the drive, we'll see this motion here. Punk setting up in the stance against Nakai there on the right side. Two tight end adjacent players there, and they'll look to that. Oh, it's intercepted this time. And third time is the charm for Mexico City there as they get the interception. It's Qualtz-Signolia there with the third interception of the evening on Ashley Jackson.
How many times are you going to give it away? It was an old football coach, and I know he was old, and he said you can't win if you turn over the football. You're getting so many golden opportunities. The golden goose is in front of you, and you're cutting its own head off to spite your face.
Jackson having an up and down night so far. 10 of 20 for 116 yards. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns tonight for her so far as they'll pitch out to Bentley again on that left side, who will pick up one before, I think that's Rie there on the tackle. It is. And Larry Love continues to be in the game, Jesse, so we're going to have to continue to see this run-first approach. You know, it's something we've seen all season from Mexico City, but even more so now when your quarterback is on the sidelines in that blue tent.
We really have, and don't get it twisted. Ray Bentley can hit a home run ball on the run.
Love looking right side there, trying to find Bartley, and that pass was, you know, covered pretty tightly there by the corners on the outside for Arizona. And, you know, they're not shy to try and throw it down the field with Love, but so far it just hasn't worked out for him tonight. He's 3 of 6 for 17 yards and that interception earlier on in this quarter here. 3rd down and 9 for Mexico City.
Well, when they were practicing, right? I mean, you know, he was kind of practicing too, but he wasn't expecting to come in. But you got to make those adjustments.
3 wide receivers on the left side. The motion Dumas over there as well. And Love looking toward that left side. Big completion down the left side of the field. Honus Adobe gets his first catch and target of the evening. Timeout called by the Aztecs.
And Brandon, it's very important to forget that, you know, a backup, to say that in the SFL is a little misleading. Love is better than so many football players that want to put on a helmet in this business. And if you get open like that, you will eventually get big plays.
What's that famous quote? I'm closer to Michael Jordan than you are to me. I think that applies to anyone who puts on the pads here in the SFL.
That was said by the greatest of all time, Brian Scalabrine.
I couldn't remember the name. Thank you for coming up with that one. As Bill Henry is unable to stretch his arms long enough to get that one. 22 seconds left here in the half, Jesse. 2nd and 10 for Mexico City. They're so close to that scoring range. Do you think they want to try and get the touchdown, or are they happy taking the field goal potentially here?
I say take what you can get, because if you try to force a touchdown situation, you turn it over. But if you do get a field goal, you're up 6-0 in Arizona. They just keep giving you the football.
Screenplay again there. This time it was Bentley taken down by Alex Constantine for a loss on the play. And second timeout called here by Mexico City. That'll put them easily out of field goal range here. I think you're probably at least 5 or 6 yards from that comfortable field goal range here on the 3rd down.
Well, that's a really good, you know, I'm looking at the last 10 passes here, and, you know, it says Jordan Syatt, but they're going to belong to Love here. And, you know, so far he found that 21-yarder.
Love looking deep down the field. They're caught by Terrazas, and they're going to call their 3rd timeout here with 10 seconds left in the half here. And Jesse, I think the key, no, they're going to bring Blackwater in. I was going to say, are they going to try and take one shot to the end zone here? But they'll bring out Chaz Blackwater for the 2nd field goal of the evening.
Let me tell you, if you're Ramos Lynn, Mike Daggs, a Mexico City fan, you are loving what you're seeing.
Blackwater, the kick is up and through the uprights. Good. Chalk up 3 more here for the Aztecs tonight, as the person who's kicked the most field goals across the season here in the SFL puts another one under his belt. That's his 26th made field goal of his campaign in season 25, and it means it's a 6-0 lead here for the Aztecs right before halftime.
And as you know, we don't take sides here. We're announcers, but I'm glad he made that one so I could finish the original thought and I didn't have to change it. No, you love what you're seeing if you're a Mexico City fan right now. Your backup comes in, you're up 6-0. Your defense is playing bonkers out of their blitzing mind. You love what you're seeing going to the end of the half, but remember, right, you only need one pitch to hit a home run.
Jackson will set up in the Hail Mary formation here for what promises to be one of the final plays of this first half. 3 wide receivers right side, Nakai in the backfield to block. They'll launch it down that right side there. That one's well overthrown, and Jackson will just put a desultory little hand swat there to knock that one to the turf. 3 seconds left in the half.
That was a duck. I mean, Jackson did the fundamental thing and just swatted it down. Like at one of those, formal dinners you have where you just hear a point, you just do the hand thing and you just miss it.
Jackson going to take one more shot down the field here to close out this half. Looking towards that right side again here, and again, well overthrows her targets there down the field. And, maybe have to rein in a little bit of that arm strength as we head into halftime here. It's 6-0 in favor of the home side, Mexico City. But Jesse, it feels like it's been a defensive slugfest so far tonight. And, really some trench warfare going on here in Mexico City. Walk us through what you saw in that first half and how you think these teams are going to adjust moving into the second frame.
Well, there's a lot of numbers you're going to see here, but there's 2 numbers really that stand out to me. That's 21 and 23. And that's the yardage of the 2 completions made by Love when they needed him the most on that drive to put on a few more points. If you're Mexico City, just keep what you're doing. Don't mess up the sauce because Arizona just keeps giving you the football. I think what I do in the second half is I try to keep it more on the ground. Outside runs, inside runs. Try to get something that you can work. Expand the field, go vertical. Because whatever you're doing, you're going to have to take that playbook and toss it right in the trash. You've got to come in here with a completely different mindset. Remember, winner goes on, and loser goes to Cancun early.
We're going to get an injury check here. Elbow tendonitis is the designation for Jordan Sipe. He is out for the rest of this game here. So if the Aztecs are going to make it to the semifinals of the season 25 playoff race, they will have to do it on the back of Larry Love in this rushing game here. Mexico City will receive the ball coming out of halftime, so that is a bonus for them, considering they're already holding on to this lead. The kick is out of the back of the end zone. That wind is very powerful tonight, Jesse.
It really is something. It's forcing the ball just here, there, and everywhere. We saw in that last kick by Blackwater that it kind of nearly almost floated outside, and that's within Blackwater's range. So, but you can't count on the field goal here. Tonight, Love has to be the man. Time to make history, or else.
Larry Love, they'll hand it off on the first play of the half there. Bentley bends it inside up the middle and picks up 5 yards. And, that's something we're probably going to see a lot here going on later in this game tonight. That's his 8th carry of the evening, 41 yards so far for Ray Bentley. He's averaging nearly 5 yards a carry, so certainly putting in good work so far tonight.
And at this point, I think that they're going to go different than what I recommended, and they're just going to play bully ball with Ray Bentley for the second half.
Morrison picks up that handoff and pushes forward. Rain Rie unable to stop him from rolling over that first down marker. A big run there from, someone who traditionally occupies that number 2 spot in that backfield, but we saw a couple times during the season, Mike Daggs and Ramos Lynn wanted to get him more involved as sort of a 1A, 1B type situation, Jesse.
And what the playoffs, Brandon, is all about is stepping up and making plays like that one we just saw.
Oh, Love wanted it all again there, trying to find Terrazas on that left side. That one broken up there on a crushing hit from, I think that was Rowe the third there on the coverage. But either way, a big hit again here. And we've seen that on both sides so far tonight, Jesse. These secondaries are hitting tonight.
And you have to also throw this ball very smartly if you are going to be loved, because the last thing you want to do is give up points with your defense on the sideline.
Right side there. That one's in and out of the hands of one of the defenders. That's Ernest McCray Sr. there, looking for his second interception of the evening on Larry Love. Going to have to be careful to try and avoid him. 3rd down and 10 now for the Aztecs.
Well, Brandon, something interesting is going on, because even when Sipe was in the game, Mexico City was having communication issues with their receivers. He was 3 for 7, and Love at 6 for 12 has not done too much better.
Arizona with a big cushion down the middle of the field there. Smith in and out of the hands of the safety and unable to bring that one in for an interception, but it'll be a turnover on downs here for this Mexico City offense. And again, K.L. Barrett Jr. will be asked to punt the ball down the field.
And experience counts, and when you got to come in a moment like this, you don't have that 2 championship game experience like the big man does, and he nearly threw an interception to Bernard Smith on that play.
Barrett with the booming kick there, deep down the field. Highwind will bring it in right at the 30-yard line and taken down just as quickly by Max Jackson at the 32-yard line. Jesse, I'm going to read you out the drive summary so far in this game. We're going to get a feel for how this game's been going. Interception, punt, 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 interception, interception, punt, field goal, punt, punt, interception, field goal, punt.
Sounds like you're playing a drum set.
Yeah, it doesn't make for pretty reading for either of these offenses, that's for sure. As they'll hand it off here on the 1st down. Jones shaken out of a tackle there, shaken out of another one, pushing forward and picks up 3 on what was probably destined to be a 0-yard carry.
Yeah, it looked like it. And, speaking of drum sets, he had to do a whole lot of dirty dancing to get that 3 yards. I mean, he had to break probably 5 tackles just to move it there. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I don't think he's going to be picked up by one of the defenders, and they're not going to do a duet of "I've had the time of my life" or anything like that. As Todd gets a pitch to the left side there, buried right at the line of scrimmage there by number 44. That is Jeffrey Daggs, the free safety, who's been all over the field tonight delivering hits.
He really has, and this defense knows that they're going to have to carry this win and the potential of winning another championship on their shoulders.
Jackson again going back to that fake handoff rollout. Deep down the middle of the field trying to find Punk, but it's broken up there, and Daggs again delivering the crushing hit on the backside that keeps this Arizona offense pinned in.
Well, this goes back to this cover too, and they're playing it perfectly. When you've got Daggs and Jackson back there, you have so much versatility, the rest of your playmakers. The moment a throw comes out, Daggs is right there. The moment it hits, Jackson is right there.
The best safety tandem in the league right now, making those Hall of Fame titles count for everything, as Dumas will take his first return, I think, of the game, breaking a tackle, getting out to the right side, breaking his second tackle. He's past midfield, and he's going to be gone, folks. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Chalk it up for Jared Dumas and the Mexico City Aztecs. The first touchdown of the game comes not on the offensive side, but through the special teams, Jesse.
Jared Dumas! Wow! We were waiting for a big rock star moment to happen, and there go the fireworks. Look at that broken tackle, and then he's just gone. This is the worst thing that could have happened to Arizona, because Mexico City just got a touchdown without having Love needing to do it. What a huge play that is absolutely changing the landscape of this game. Man, I can feel this stadium all the way from Canada.
What a great play there. I got to get a woo special teams in here. For the folks who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm about here. Is that one is the extra point is up through the uprights. 13-0 now is the lead for Mexico City on Dumas' second special teams touchdown of the season, Jesse.
Some high-flying, limousine riding. Woo! Special teams. Special teams. Special plays, special players. That was special right there.
It's his first punt return touchdown of his career, actually. He's got 1 kick return touchdown this season and 3 throughout his career, but his first time on the punt team that he manages to take one all the way back for 6. And a huge, huge play in this game here as Arizona will get the ball back on offense. And Jesse, it feels like if anything is going to happen offensively, it's going to have to start now.
It has to start now. It has to, and field goals are not going to do it, because when they get this ball back, they're going to go, well, they're not scoring, so let's just start running it. It looks like time is going to very quickly figure out that it wants to play for Mexico City.
Alongside the altitude, it's a second little advantage that they're going to have on their side. DeQueen in motion to the right side here for Jackson. They'll hand it off right up the middle. Brad Jones breaking a tackle and picking up 7 there, and that's something that we have not seen enough, I think, from this Arizona offense so far tonight, Jesse. They're 5th in the league in terms of rushing yards per game. You got to see more offensive production from them on the ground if you want to see this offense move smoothly.
Well, it's really amazing how this front 7 has controlled that running game and said, we're going to make Ashley Jackson beat us, and so far that's working out for them.
Moses to the left side there, trying to stretch for that first down. Daggs brings him down just short. 3rd and 1 is the call here from the officials, and that sets up all kinds of possibilities here for Arizona. We've seen Will Todd get a few carries in this game, and it remains to be seen, how they want to handle these very short yardage situations. Eddie Gage will throw the red flag.
You got to do something. You got to break the momentum.
At the same time, though, Jesse, timeouts can be so critical in a game where you're trailing here, especially in a second half. And, to be honest with you, I'm not too sure he got there. I think he was short.
Well, I think when I said I got to do something, it's probably like when people are like, I got to do something that's not the right thing. And I think that's what happened here. It seems almost like they're on tilt right now.
I don't know who told Eddie Gage to throw the challenge flag. They will actually win the challenge. Okay. I have no clue what I'm talking about in this booth here, folks. It's a good thing I don't get paid as Eddie Gage. Still unhappy with the end result of the call, which is it will still be 3rd and 1 here.
Well, refs tend to be stubborn about their final decision.
Well, they overturned their decision, but I guess it ends up not really mattering here at the end of the day. Jack set here for Arizona, 3rd down and short distance to go. They'll hand it off right up the middle, and Brad Jones picks it up easily, shaking a tackle. Jackson brings him down just before he can break it off for an even bigger gain there. But for Arizona, that's an absolutely critical set of downs to have there. You got to be able to get that first down and get that momentum moving.
Yeah, you really have to. And if the running game's working a little better, I really think you should stay with it.
DeQueen in motion. Brody not going to follow all the way across the formation. Likely a zone tip-off here for the Aztecs. Jackson looking over the middle. Nakai brings that one in well and brought down after trying to break a couple tackles there. But another first down. And again, Jesse, it feels like it's feast or famine over the middle of the field here for Arizona. We've seen a bunch of big first down passes to these tight ends, but we've also seen 3 interceptions all going across the middle of the field for Arizona.
Right, and that's always what happens. These playmakers are ready to run. They're ready to take the chains off. These thoroughbreds are ready to just go for it. But the person who has to give the ball to those playmakers is giving it away.
Jackson looking deep left side there. That one's caught. T to Queen with a big catch. And for the first time tonight, Arizona's going to be in a scoring position. And a beautiful throw there from Ashley Jackson, Jesse.
Well, remember, your past is not your future as long as you can stay grounded in the present, and Ashley Jackson appears to be doing that right now. Maybe that touchdown might have fired them up, maybe given that kick in the pants to realize that, okay, we're letting this get away from us. Let's put a touchdown on the board.
DeQueen been the #1 target tonight. That's our 8th target of the game. 3 catches so far for 64 yards as they'll go with the play action pass again. Deep down the middle of the field, Nakai tried to put a hand up for it, but couldn't reel it in. Coverage there, tight provided by Jeffrey Daggs. Who else?
Well, let me tell you, I get it, right? I would throw to a 6'6" target as well when the other guy was 5'10". He was a short king, but still, he's a lot shorter than the other guy.
Jackson to pass again here on the 2nd down over the middle of the field. Nakai against Daggs again. That time it's the tight end who wins out. 1st and goal here for Arizona, and it feels like this is a drive where you probably really need to score a touchdown to get that momentum back in your favor.
And along with that, also as a quarterback, you love your targets with the big frame. At 6'6", 260, Lili Nakai is a target with a big frame. So you can see that, your eyes get real wide, you can throw that, and you know that most of the time you can get that completion and throw it confidently. Get your confidence back.
Jackson will throw here out of the jack set. Beautiful play execution there, and the Scorpion stings back. It's Fox Highwind with the touchdown. Chalk up 6 for Arizona.
And Eddie Gage is saying, where was that? Where was that the first half? Look at this absolutely beautiful dime on the beaten coverage by Fox Highwind. Let me tell you, this is going to become an entirely new contest depending on how Arizona's defense, one, don't let them return the kick, and two, see how they actually step up, because to follow the thought, Mexico City on offense has not really been producing. Yes, they got that touchdown. Special teams is an important aspect of the game, and sure, as you know, what counts. But let's see if Arizona can hold them again, get the ball back, and do that one more time.
Rob Ems will boot this one down the field there. It's going to be caught and brought out of the end zone by Dumas. He's feeling himself tonight. Puts on a move there, shaking a tackle, pushing forward and picking up some extra yardage. Will put that offense at the 30-yard line there. A nice return there by Dumas, who's already taken one to the house so far tonight. And that will call out this offense again, held by Larry Love. And you're right, Jesse. I mean, for the most part, this Mexico City offense has not been able to produce very much. They've gotten those 2 long field goal drives, but outside of that, it has not been very successful for them so far tonight. And it feels like it's a bit of feast or famine. They're either going deep down the field with Love and hitting these big passes, or they're trying these screen plays, which aren't really getting them much. It's the first down here, though. The first down here for Love. Looking over the middle of the field. That one, whoa, man, Bernard Smith was charging at that one like a Red Bull, or a bull seeing red. Unable to bring in an interception potentially there, but 2nd down and 10.
Well, if he had caught that, he wouldn't have gotten wings from it. He would have gotten a pick 6 going the other way from Bernard Smith. And an observation too, Mexico City's 5-9, but those third downs they get, they don't really move the football very much. It's a very deceptive statistic.
Corner moving across, that's Davis. Maybe shifting to a man look here. Love pedaling out, trying to avoid the pressure, but Hunter Norwood was right there. The Hall of Famer brings down Larry Love. Big sack there, loses him 5. It'll be 3rd and 15 for Mexico City.
And let me tell you, this is how momentum changes. This is how games change. This is the playoffs. Playoffs is a time when people and players, they really play above and beyond. They do something extraordinary. They reach within themselves. They create lore. They create stories. They create history.
3rd and 15 for Love. Trying to get out of the pressure there. All kinds of time. That one's broken up well again by Rain Rie. And it feels like these 2 safety rooms, Jesse. It's, Max Jackson and Jeffrey Daggs on the one side. Rain Rie and Bernard Smith on the other side. They're going back and forth right now. And it really feels like they're going to be the ones dictating this contest tonight.
They really are. And what's going on right now with Love is that when he throws this football, there's a problem with giving quarterbacks too much time, and he's not really a quarterback you want to have too much time. They make mistakes.
They definitely can, and I mean, we've seen it so far tonight, Jesse. I mean, Love had that interception earlier on in the game here so far, so, it really feels like, the turnovers, if you can just avoid a turnover and get a little bit of momentum going, you can string some of these longer drives together and potentially score some of these points.
And Rain Rie also had an all-star trip this season, 2nd of the career.
They're all getting the big nods here tonight as Brad Jones on that right side there had a little bit more room. And another injury here for Mexico City. This time it's John Fowler, the inside linebacker, who goes down.
They're losing one of their best defensive players. They're losing that ability to control the middle of the field. This is like losing an arm, and now they've lost a leg.
It's another crushing blow here to lose, not only the 2nd top tackler on the defense so far tonight, he's got 7, but also to lose someone who had an interception, and more importantly, I think to lose someone who's typically, considered one of the quarterbacks of that defense, a leader, someone who really, commands this defense. That's going to hurt for sure. As they'll pitch it out to the left side here. Jones shakes a tackle, trying to bend it to the outside there, pushing forward, rolling over his replacement, and gets close to that 1st down. It's a 3rd and 2 now for Arizona.
That's good on Barry Gardner to make that tackle, but he didn't stop him dead in his tracks. As a running back, when you can make that tackle right at the point of impact, start churning those legs, you can turn what would be a loss or line of scrimmage into a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Todd with the carry, bottled up behind his offensive line. They'll give him the first down. I'm not sure if that'll stand up to a potential challenge here. We'll have to see if Ramos Lynn. Yeah, Ramos Lynn might challenge that one. And he will.
Yeah, I think it's a smart challenge.
I agree. We will have to go to the monitors here alongside the officials to see whether or not Will Todd actually got to that first down marker here. Certainly looked questionable at the time. He was pushing against one of his linemen there. I'm not sure. That's not exactly the best camera angle. That one's a bit better there. Brought down by John Osiris. I think he was probably about half a yard short, but we'll see what the officials say. Ruling is overturned. So they'll likely mark him just short here, and a big challenge there. Second successful one of the night. This one, the first one for the Aztecs. It will mean, yes, 4th down and inches coming up here in Arizona. I mean, decision time here. You could try and go for it, Jesse.
Yeah, well, you know, you have to take a look at the package here.
Looks like a punt.
I think it's a good call here.
Our defense has been excellent so far tonight as Barnard will punt that one down the field here. Dropping at the 10-yard line and just, rolling back out of the end zone potentially there, but I'm not sure whether or not they'll actually mark that as a touchback.
Let's take a look.
They will.
Put on the 20.
I wasn't sure there. It rolled back out almost of the end zone there, but luckily for the Aztecs, it'll be at the 20-yard line. That's where Larry Love and this offense will take over once again.
And I know it might have made you happy to have it there, but it's not my job. It's the refs. It's their thing. We outsource that.
Bentley shaking a tackle there and pushing forward on that left side. He's been good so far tonight on those outside pitches and picks up 7 yards on the first down.
That's a very good idea because Mexico City right now, you know, they're doing a good job running the football whenever they grab it. You know, 26 in the first quarter, 28 in the second quarter. So they're getting consistency with that. It also keeps Larry Love from possibly throwing a pick.
Bentley at 48 yards on 9 carries so far, averaging 5.3 a carry. He's been excellent and efficient so far tonight against this defense as Love will try the sneak there, but absolutely taken down by the big dog, Sean Moore, who sniffed that one out like a Rottweiler.
You know, Sean Moore's going, you're not that guy, pal. No, you're not. You're not Jordan Sipe. You're not that guy, pal. He's wagging the finger and walking backwards.
They're going to try it again here almost certainly, Jesse. We'll have to see if they can stop him 2 times in a row. No, they'll go to Buford Van Dam instead, who picks up the first down. Big play there by the fullback, Buford Van Dam. Rain Rie wasn't able to get there in time to stop that first down carry.
He's like, all right, little man, allow me to take this. Of the great champion, the 255-pound, 6'4", Buford Van Dam. At the first down.
Pitch out to the right side. Bentley shakes off Moore. Wiseman brings him down, but not before the first down.
Yeah, let me tell you, Ray Bentley, I love that name. You know, you see a Ferrari, you see a Lamborghini, you see a Rolls Royce, you see a Bentley. You're like, oh, yeah, that's a Bentley. And he runs like a Bentley.
He does run like a Bentley. He's very quick and smooth with his cuts, and it's very, very nice to watch for sure as time ticks away out here on this third quarter. Love under center. They'll pitch out again here. Morrison this time. Moore brings him down after a gain of only 1. And you know, Jesse, I mean, it feels like this game is kind of still in the balance here. It's only a 6-point deficit for Arizona, but time now might start to just be a little bit of a factor here as we're getting down to about 10 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, they have to get the points because here we go.
Oh, Love under pressure there. Bill Henry with the one-handed circus catch deep down the field there, making it count. I mean, Hunter Norwood was right in Larry Love's face, and he delivers a dart.
It is so easy to forget about Bill Henry, but for a second reception of the game, what a great time to have it. A gain of 23 yards. This is such a crucial drive, as you were mentioning. A score here would be huge for the landscape of this contest.
Larry Love deep down the field so far tonight has been hit or miss, but when he hits, it's been excellent. Bentley shaking off more again there. Rie brings him down after a gain of 9. They'll mark it at a 2nd and 1. A big carry there for the Hall of Famer, who, I mean, is just increasing his yards per carry average.
He really is. And when you tackle Ray Bentley, he's at 6.4 yards per carry. It's like, you know, wrangling down a mastodon 100,000 years ago. You need 8 guys. One guy's holding down the leg. Like, one guy's not going to always do it.
Final play of the quarter. Love slides after a big gain there on the quarterback sneak. That's something that his coaching staff will like to see. And that is the end of the third quarter. One more quarter left in this one. Mexico City holding a 13-7 lead with a chance to score more. We'll be right with you, folks. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Mexico City, folks. Get your 4s in the chat. This promises to be an exciting ending to this quarterfinal playoff game. Brandon Walters alongside Jesse Long in the booth. Justin Reside and Ron Haynes doing stats for us as always. And Cameron Irvine producing from SFL headquarters as the first down carry by Ray Bentley picks up 3 yards.
And once again, just keep feeding the beast. You know, keep it on the ground. Keep Larry Love's confidence going. This is an absolute sight to see, and this is a great place for Mexico City to be.
Linebackers stacking on that right side. They'll go right up the middle instead with Van Dam. A beautiful play call there. We'll pick up the lion's share of the yardage here. 3rd down and 1 now for Mexico City. And Jesse, you probably expect to see that quarterback sneak come back again here.
Well, you know, this offensive line, I mean, when your running backs are eating, it's because your offensive linemen are feeding them.
So it's certainly a luxury in the SFL to have a full offensive line complement as Van Dam takes it right up the middle to the 1-yard line. Just short of the touchdown, but I'm sure he's going to be happy either way with that kind of production there on the ground. They'll set up 1st down and goal here for Mexico City.
And they're all Mexico City naturals. And wow, they just pushed that entire line forward. That was medieval warfare. And they might just do it again.
1st and goal. Van Dam on the sidelines with a bit of exhaustion, perhaps needs to get his stamina back, but they'll hand it off to his backup there, who is, oh no, they'll say he got in. It's going to be a touchdown for Askew. I'm not sure whether or not that one will have to be challenged. I thought Sean Moore might have got to him before he broke the plane there, but potentially chalk up 6.
I'm throwing the flag anyway, win or lose. That is too big of a play.
And Eddie Gage will oblige. Red flag on the field. Challenge called here, and the refs will have to head over to the monitors for the 3rd time tonight.
Whether you have a case or not, you got to go to trial on this one. That's 100% the right decision to make.
Askew there, trying to get a little bit of elevation there to get over his offensive lineman. Met by Sean Moore in the hole there.
He did
not cross the plane. 3rd successful challenge of the night, Jesse. I mean, both these coaches have the eagle eyes on standby tonight to pull out those red flags here. And it'll be 2nd down and goal now for Mexico City. But now with arrested Van Dam, you know, I think you've got an even better chance potentially of getting the touchdown here.
You really do. I mean, all you need is the thin side of a credit card to get this in.
Love could try and take it himself as well. You know, Sipe had 8 touchdowns on the season, largely through quarterback sneaks. He'll go for it there. Diving, couldn't break the plane.
No.
I'm not sure how he didn't manage to get there, to be honest with you. A big play there by number 99. That's Willie Blade, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, I think he just put his big old mitts up and pushed the ball just past the heavens.
3rd and goal from the yard line. So close to pay dirt there. They'll hand it off. Bentley walks it in. No resistance whatsoever from the Arizona defense there. And now you can chalk up 6 for the Aztecs as they retake that 2-possession lead.
Ray Bentley, 13 attempts, 74 yards, and now a score, 5.7 per carry. This offensive line has been hard carrying this Mexico City offense. They haven't been spectacular, they haven't been cool, they haven't been exciting, but they have been scoring, and that was a huge touchdown in the landscape of this game.
Wow. Blackwater will put the extra point in. That makes it a 20-7 ball game in favor of the home side here with about 8 minutes left to go in this one. And if you're Arizona, you're going to need to see Ashley Jackson in that passing offense be able to move the ball down the field quickly and efficiently and safely as well here if you want to remain in with a shout of being able to win this one here away from home and advance to the semifinal round, as Fox Highwind will bring it out to about the 24-yard line. And Jesse, we talk a lot about whether or not these wild card teams that come into the playoffs actually have a realistic chance of making it to a championship game and being able to win a championship. The last team to make it to a championship game from a wild card seed were these very same Arizona Scorpions back in season 19. So the history is there. As Jackson will hand off on the first down. Jones with the juke move there and had a bit more room. Unfortunate for him not to be able to really break that one off, but he still picks up a gain of 6.
It's a nice little stutter step here, but they've got to start scoring a little bit faster because on that last drive, Mexico City ran 14 plays on that touchdown winning drive, so they can't take their time here.
Ron Haynes has got his binoculars up in the booth, and he's just notified us John Fowler is back in the game here for the Mexico City defense, which is a big get for them to have their quarterback back from injuries. Moses with all kinds of room. Oh, he spun and maybe lost a little bit of the momentum there. Daggs was able to bring him down. They still get the first down there, but that could have been an even bigger run there for Arizona.
Well, in an alternate reality, one of my favorite football announcers once said, when you spin, it's not about how you spin, it's about which way you spin. And he spun the wrong way.
DeQueen in motion again to that left side. She's been the one moving across this formation here for the majority of the game tonight as they'll hand off to Jones, who tries to break some tackles there and manages to pick up 2 yards. It's been an efficient enough night for Brad Jones. His 15th carry for 55 yards so far tonight. No touchdowns. But, Jesse, when you consider the fact that he had 800 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns so far this season, I think you might have wanted a little bit more from him.
Yeah, and it all goes down to those turnovers, making these games just paper tigers.
They'll hand it off again. This time it's Moses, buried by Fowler. Hello, welcome back from the blue tent. John Fowler there laying the hit on DJ Moses. And DJ Moses as well is really having a struggle tonight. 5 carries for 17 yards, whereas in their last playoff game last week, he had 14 carries for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they really have locked it down on defense. Even in Fowler's absence, this line was basically controlling the run game and the pass.
Jackson finds Highwind with the one-handed catch, moves past Max Jackson there to the 20-yard line before help comes in the form of Jeffrey Daggs. And again, that play has been boom or bust so far tonight, Jesse, but lately it's been more boom than bust.
Well, this is what Arizona needs. They get the catch, they get the run, but they need playmakers who can extend the play beyond the initial catch and beyond the initial run. We saw it almost happen with that run prior, but this time that was an amazing play by Tita Queen to keep that game moving and get more yards out of it.
It's great for the clock as well, Jesse. It's great for the clock, too, because they get to save so much time moving down the field here. Just under 6 minutes left in this game as Jackson will pass on first down. Looking left side, DeQueen had it in her hands, put it on the turf. A big hit there from the Aztec secondary yet again tonight. That's been their modus operandi so far tonight, Jesse.
Yeah, and this is where, the big vertical game doesn't help you because it becomes horizontal when you get into the red zone. It becomes like an inbound of basketball, a lot of physical contact, a lot of strength, a lot of power. You need to get separation.
Last time we saw them go misdirection by passing out of the run formation. This time they run out of the pass formation and pick up a 7-yard gain there and to make it a much shorter, much more manageable 3rd and 3.
It really is, and in my opinion here, you're playing in 4th down territory, so if you run, you don't have to get it all. If you pass, you don't have to get it all, but you're in 4 down territory here. You can't kick a field goal in this spot.
High joker set here. DeQueen standing up right on the edge of the line there, right side. They'll motion Todd onto that right side as well. Moses trying to push for it. Couldn't stretch for the first down there. A big tackle by number 99. That's Skylar Kingsley coming up clutch there, stopping that run from getting that first down.
And who cleaned it up? Guess who? John Fowler's running back cleaners. 8th tackle of the game long ago with his interception. And yeah, they're going to kick a field goal here.
Yeah, Rob Ems puts it through, chalk up 3 for Arizona here, but they're still down by 10 points. So definitely a move, Jesse, that I think feels like trusting in your defense to be able to get you the ball back here in a pretty quick fashion.
Yeah, and it's very hard to have trust issues. And that last drive, as we mentioned, 14-play drive. At this point, Mexico City is just going to do what they did on the last play, keep running the football, let their offensive line continue to get the battering ram out and knock down the door and knock down the walls and invade the city.
This one brought out by Bartley, who shakes the tackle there before taking a big hit from Norwood. That's number 76 there, actually. That would be Bobby Setzer with the big hit on Jason Bartley. And Mexico City, gets to come back out here. And the way they've been running the ball this half, Jesse, feels like this could be potentially a chance to ice the game here in favor of the Aztecs.
They really have, and you don't really need to keep throwing it. You don't want to give Larry Love a chance to throw this ball away, trying to be a hero and trying to get a huge chunk of the field. Be smart and keep running it.
Watch for a pitch on that left side. They'll motion Henry across to the right, but almost certainly going to try and run the ball on that left side as they have so many times tonight here. And they will once again. This time buried by Wiseman. No gain on the play whatsoever there. And I mean, sometimes you try and make those motions to misdirect defenses, but I felt like that time everyone knew it was going to that left side.
Well, you're not fooled if you go into the magic show knowing the rabbit's really in the hat. Right? So, they couldn't catch him on that one.
2nd and 10. Just about 4 minutes left in this game. Love milking the clock here. They'll hand it off. Van Dam up the middle. Picks up a nice gain of 4. And we'll make it a 3rd and 6 here. And the question now, Jesse, do you trust in Larry Love to try and get you this first down here through the air? Or do you run the ball and potentially bring that clock down to about 3 minutes or so left before Arizona gets their mitts on it?
I'm sure Larry Love is a great person, but
they're in the shotgun.
I don't want to risk him throwing a pick 6 here.
One back either side for Love. 3 receivers on the line. They'll hand it off right up the middle. Bentley buried. Absolutely nothing doing there. Big dog Sean Moore and Adam Wiseman combining for the tackle on the Hall of Famer. And that means that Arizona will get the ball back in relatively swift fashion here. It's going to be about 3 minutes left in the game here for Arizona.
Well, of course, watch the fake, right? Always watch for the fake. But along with that, if Mexico City Arizona gets this ball back, right? Let's say they score. Well, people forget that there was an onside kick in the championship game last season, and Mexico City grabbed it and scored. So they can create points off of that with their special teams unit.
Well, and they've already created a touchdown tonight with their special teams unit. We saw Dumas bring that punt back for 6 here, and that's really, I think, been the key deciding factor here so far tonight in these the difference in the score lines here, as Jackson will take over 1 yard short of 300 total yards tonight for the offense, and they're going to need to add quite a few more here if they want to stand a chance of winning this one. Jackson to pass, first down, had some pressure on that right side there. It was in and out of the hands of Fox Highwind. I think that was a pretty well-placed pass there by Ashley Jackson, but quite a lot of pressure on Fox.
Really was, given the circumstances there. I think Skylar Kingsley had the pressure coming off the edge. 3 minutes left.
Skylar Kingsley, the one who also stopped that run on the previous drive there and forced Arizona to kick that field goal. So big plays from Skylar Kingsley so far in this fourth quarter here. Jackson again under pressure, finds Nakai over the middle of the field, and the tight end comes up clutch once again. Arizona moving in the no-huddle offense. No backs in the backfield, 5 wide receivers out. Jackson tipped at the line and unable to find T to Queen.
Well, that actually helps Arizona because it stops the clock. Now you're really in fourth down territory here, or at least I'd hope so, but at least you're not losing time. Every second is going to be precious.
5 wide look again here, 4 wide receivers. Nakai in at the tight end spot on the left side against this dime look defense here. Down the middle of the field, fumbled by Highwind. I don't think that would count as a fumble here. We're going to have to probably get another challenge on that one.
Probably another. Yeah.
I don't think he had possession there, but I mean a big hit there by Jeffrey Daggs once again laying the wood on that defensive side, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're awaiting the appearance of the red handkerchief, and it's not coming out.
Oh, we're not going to. Wow. Eddie Gage not going to challenge that call. I'm not sure about that one, folks.
Well, too
Larry
late now.
Love will hand it off. It's too late for any challenges now as Bentley gets to run the ball and get a couple of yards there. And that could be, I mean, one of the biggest plays of the game here so far tonight, Jesse. The fact that that is going to be called a turnover in favor of Mexico City, that gives them the ball back and the chance to run out a ton more clock here in this one.
You really do, but it's also it's hard to shake your fist at the gods on this one. Like, Mexico City really did run a very strong game. Arizona's turned it over 3 times so far, but you got to remember there's still time on the clock.
The chat's making a good point, Jesse. They've already used 2 timeouts in the half here. They won them both, but still, I mean, that might potentially mean that Arizona is out of challenges in the half, and that would mean that Eddie Gage doesn't even get the chance to throw the red flag here as we hit the 2-minute warning in this one. I mean, all kinds of drama going on here tonight, folks. The final 2 minutes of this one. Brandon Walters alongside Jesse Long in the booth with you. Justin Reside and Ron Haynes doing stats for us. Cameron Irvine producing from SFL headquarters as Mexico City looks to close out this game. It's going to probably end in a controversial fashion here as Van Dam picks up the first down there. Timeout called by Arizona, their first of the second half.
Well, it's very true, and it also depends on who you're rooting for, because for a lot of people, this is like watching, one of those wrestling matches. There's the guy you go, yay, and there's the guy you go, boo, and there's. Let's be honest here. It's not called they're not called the Aztec Rebels. They're the Aztec Empire.
That is true. We are in luchador country as well, so maybe that has something to do with it. Second timeout called now by Arizona in the half here. They're going to get the ball back almost certainly now, but you have to question how much time they're going to be able to have here with the ball, and no timeouts left to stop the clock either. It's a big wound in the side of the Scorpions' hopes of moving on to the next round.
They could also get the first down here and even milk more of it out.
Love's going to pass here on the third down. That one nearly intercepted. Bill Henry with a stiff arm looking down the left side of the field. Rain Rie brings him out of bounds, but that might have iced the game there. Larry Love taking the big decision to throw there on the third down and potentially end this game, and I think it was just out of reach of Adam Wiseman, who went Superman trying to get that interception, Jesse.
Well, let me tell you, you can look at the big numbers, 320 yards of total offense. And, Bill Henry with just one catch completely changed the dynamics of this entire game.
Love under center again. Arizona absolutely bringing everyone down into the box here. They know that their probably only real chance now is to potentially cause a fumble, as Love will throw again here. This time it's the pitch out to Van Dam. I was worried he might try and go down the field again here as Arizona will call their third timeout.
Yeah, and, you're out of timeouts there, and to say that you're in miracle territory is beyond an understatement. Keep this on the ground. Run it out. Hey, you might even get another score just running it.
Love again to pass here. They'll dump it off to Bentley, who shakes the tackle and picks up the first down. That'll be the icing on the cake here in Mexico City tonight. And Ray Bentley knows that he's hopping for joy as the Aztecs pick up another first down here, and will almost certainly be able to run out the clock in this one. And Jesse, what a game we have seen tonight. It's had everything, injury drama, turnovers, a backup quarterback, potentially, controversial calls from the officials, challenges galore. We've seen everything so far tonight. A punt return touchdown. I mean, come on.
Well, let me tell you, what we saw was Larry Love coming in and having to keep his team in the playoffs, get a win when it mattered most. I mean, that's what you really love to see about this game. The stories of people that have to come in and have to step up and have to be part of your destiny. That's part of your story. That's part of your team's legacy. And we were treated to a very, elite performance by a team here that, look, I get it. It's 20 points and it doesn't look like a zillion yards. but they scored on a huge kick return. And this team just really showed why they are the defending back-to-back champions. You know, they're more than just one unit. They really are a team. They really are a squad. But this is just the quarterfinal. They still have to play next week, and they still have to play the week after that. And Vancouver dropped 51 points on Sin City. Though Vancouver was built to beat one team, and it's Mexico City.
Jeffrey Daggs, the guy who put on so many huge hits tonight for this defense, is the one who gets to take the final knees of the game and close this one out here. Later tonight, the DC Dragons welcome in the Washington Trident in a battle of newcomers to the postseason scene as SFL Wildcard Weekend continues. Kickoff is at 9 p.m. Eastern with Tyler Falk and Brett Solberg on the call right here on the Virtual Football Network. That's going to be a great game. I will be tuning in. I hope you all will be tuning in as well. This one is over here in Mexico City. 20-10, your final score in one of the most dramatic games of the postseason so far this season. Mexico City keeps their title defense hopes alive here. You know, they're going for that three-peat, as you mentioned, Jesse, and it manages to stay alive past Arizona, who once again will be heading home to Fatality Field wondering where it all went wrong.
Now, let me tell
Jesse,
you,
could you give me
go on.
I was just going to say, could you give me your player of the game tonight, Jesse?
You know, player of the game, it's very easy to give it to Ray Bentley, but I'm going to give it to Jeffrey Daggs. 12 tackles, forced fumble, and 4 pass defenses. He was all over the field. He was dominant, and he played a huge part in this defense that really stood tall and strong. They really had to give Larry Love the confidence to get his own game ball too, for coming in and needing to be the champion quarterback that they needed tonight.
I like that. I'll give my flowers to the Hall of Famer Ray Bentley. A great game for him tonight, but a great game from both of these teams here as the SFL playoffs continue. Folks, we hope to see you around soon as these games go on. But tonight for Mexico City, for Jesse Long, for Justin Reside, Ron Haynes, and Cameron Irvine, I'm Brandon Walters saying so long and have a good night, folks.